Hi, welcome to CMS. We're still in the quantity surveying, in the structure work. We're going now to calculate the slab on grade. Actually, it is not need any calculation because CMS is calculated directly. He considered the area of the ground floor and consider the thickness, which you will put it here, and the rebar. You'll find here the page of the slab on grade, the same button for moving through CMS. Here is a small sketch for the slab on grade to just tell you what is the slab on grade, which is the slab on the backfilling to reach for the ground floor level. So it is normally it will be with the full area of the ground floor. So CMS consider the area of the ground floor. If you have any change, you can change this data. What is this table? You will find here the type of the slab on grade, if there is any name or type, the number of slab on grade, whatever any dimension you will put here. If it's repeated, just put a repetition. Here is the size, the length and the width, and the depth. Depth is, according to our design, is 10 centimeters. This will bring from the from your drawings. By default, CMS consider the width is 5 meters, and he divide the area by this 5, so he consider the length like this. This will not affect anything because at the end CMS calculate the full quantities and the full area, and he consider the exact full area. If you have any change, you can easily change the number of the length and or the width. Meanwhile, you will put here the rebar. If you remember that it is the same, almost the same table of the foundation. You have long span and short span. You have bottom and top. In the bottom rebar, you will add only the how many number per meter and the diameter. You will choose the diameter as we chose before. For the bottom, if you have top, you will put the same. That's all in the wrong direction. You will go for short direction. You will put also the number of rebar and the diameter according to the design. That's for the slab on grade. All this information will be reflected in all the project aspect as we said before. We'll jump now for the next step, which is the columns and walls. So you reach here either from slab on grade, which we made next, or from the structure. You will go direct from columns and walls. What we have in this page? In this page you can find the same buttons for going through CMS. You will find also the steps for how to deal with the columns, how you will insert the data of the columns, and how you will get all the information required for the quantities and the bars for the columns, and how it will be reflected in all the project aspects. Go for step 1. You will find it's modify the level. You can click it. You find the CMS guiding you directly for the change the level. He start with the foundation bottom level. He could consider here the foundation bottom level is the same of excavation. Maybe it is not correct. Anyhow, this is according to your design. If you have a BCC or a backfilling or any replacement for this consider in the excavation, so you will change here or modify here the exact common level for the foundation bottom. Then you will go for the slab on grade level. That's the structure level. You consider here the structure level. If you have the structure level is 60 cm above the zero level, which is 0.6 per meter, consider here the level. Then put the next level for the structure level of the slab. This level for the first slab above the slab on grade, which is structure level. You will put here the structure level for the first slab, and the next slab of the typical, which you'll consider the difference between this level and this level. It will be the typical floor height. This is only as a reference to facilitate the height of the column in the next stage. You don't need to enter every time the height of the column manually, but you can do it if there is a difference in the column height. This is only as a reference. You'll find here in the page also that's the outputs which you will gain after inserting all the data. As we said before, for others elements, you will find the rebar for each diameter and the total rebar, the total concrete volume per cubic meter, the ratio between the rebar and the concrete, and the shutters for the column and walls, and the shutters for the neck column. That's the output. You will not enter here anything. Let's go for the next line. In this rows, we will enter the number of the floors which share the same type of columns, and how many floors is it. For example, we have first one is the neck column. This cannot change. Second, let's consider it as a ground floor because we don't have basement. If you have a basement, you can write here the first one is basement. After ground floor there is a mezzanine, so we will put M. How many mezzanine? It is 1, so it's okay. The next is the first floor. If the first floor and second and third and whatever have the same type of columns, so we can put all in one cell. Say from floor 1 to floor 3 have the same type of columns and the same size and same reinforcement. In this cell we'll say from 1 to 3. That means how many floors? It is 3 floors. So it will be considered as it is. Next, from floor 4 to floor 7, that means 4 floors have the same columns. That's as per your design. Okay. Say from floor 8 to floor 11 have the same type and size of columns. That means it is also 4 floors. Till 15 it is another 4 floors. Then we have the roof. It is 1 floor. We don't need the others. Clear? If the floors is not the same, so we have to take it floor by floor. What the limitation here? 34 types of floors, not type of column, type of floors. And if we have each 4 floor the same type, that means we have 34 times 4 floors. That's the way. Okay, so now we describe the number of floors of the column which have the same, which share with the same type and size and reinforcement of the columns. Next step, we will enter the code of columns or the type of column and the quantity for each type and the dimension. From where? We'll get it from the schedule of the column as we are doing every time. That's the columns. As it's mentioned here, ground floor have a dimension and rebar. First, second and third have another, so there is 3 floors. 5, 6, 7, 8. So here is each 3 floors have different, and so on. We'll just enter the type C1, C2, C3, C4 and so on. Then the dimension for each type. For example, this is 1 meter by 30. This is 1 meter by 25. According to the design, we will enter the dimension of the column. Take care to start here from the small length. A is the small length of the column. If we are talking about 30 by 1 meter, so 30 is here. The 1 meter is here. Here is the tall length. Here is the small length. This is important for CMS calculation of the rings. Okay, the height of the column, it is calculated automatically according to the levels which we enter for CMS. If you need also to change, if you have another column height, you can change it easily by easy way. Now we finish the size of the column concrete. We need to go for the rebar. We'll find the rebar in 2 categories. The first here is the link or the rings and the main reinforcement. You will find here the rings. You can add how many number of rings per meter for each column and what is the diameter. According to the diameter of which you will choose, the ring diameter will change and and consequently the dimensions will change in the result. So if we have a column ring 8 milli each 20 centimeter, that means 5 and 8 milli, and so on. Next we'll go for the main reinforcement. We'll check in the drawing. You will find the C1 have 16 bars for 20 milli diameter. So we'll go for 20 milli and we'll write here 16. That's the way. We'll go for the diameter. Here we'll find the diameter which is considered before, and we'll go for each column and choose its diameter for according to the drawing. Whatever you will enter in the next column, it will be repeated for all the columns, just only for make it easy not to repeat it every time. But as we said before, that for every group of floors maybe have a different reinforcement, so we have to go for each one again and change if it's required. Normally the next column must be the same of ground floor. If we need to go for first floor for the mezzanine floor, we'll just go here and click on M. You will find yourself here in mezzanine and change as you require. If it's not 16, maybe it will be 14, so you can edit as it is. Whatever you will change, you can change as you like. Floor height also is calculated according to the height which we entered before. If you need to change, if there is any change in the height of the floor height, you can change it easily. This to only calculate the rebar and this to calculate the concrete. That's how to enter the data for the columns and walls in CMS. So after inserting all this data, you will find the result automatically coming for the rebar and for concrete and for the shutter of the columns and the wall. And again, as we said before, it will be reflected in all the project aspects for the quantity surveying, material takeoff, bill of quantities, scheduling, pricing, and management of the project. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.